I took my Xiangling cosplay from this to this in 5 days with no prior cosplay experience to attend Otakon. Come with me and I will show you all of the steps that I took and stay to the end for some clips from the actual convention. Subscribe if you like this kind of video or something very, very bad will happen to you. I'll make sure of it. Not only is this my first time cosplaying, but also my first time attending a convention ever. I've always wanted to cosplay Xiangling, so I thought, let's do both. If you don't know me already, my name is Murdy and I am primarily a Genshin VTuber. That also means that I've never shown my face before, and I'm still not going to. Yeah, it did make cosplaying quite a bit harder, but I just can't, okay? My face is my face. You guys don't get to see that. This is what I started with. The jumpsuit inside thing was too big, the sleeves were too short, the vision strap was also too big, and the gold details looked very poo-poo. When I put this on for the first time, the only thing flashing through my head was, oh my god, it's so ugly. But no, I cannot let Xiangling down. I need to make her proud, okay? So I started by taking in the jumpsuit, tightening the vision strap, and designing the gold pieces in Tinkercad. I think they taught us how to use this in like elementary school or something. And I was actually really worried that my design wasn't going to print in the right size. This is something that I thought about. So yeah, I double checked. I triple checked. I checked one more time. I was very confident that it should be fine. Life is all about making mistakes, I didn't realize that the library wouldn't know that I was using centimeters instead of millimeters. Obviously, these are yellow, and Xiangling's clasps are gold. So I painted them using this really, really old acrylic paint that I have. It ended up looking okay. After like 5 coats, it was decent. So then I seam ripped the old little decorations off and I glued them on with contact cement. I also took the little diamond gemstone thingy that came on the original and I thought it looked pretty good. Like, I can't even lie. I was feeling pretty confident. I was like, well, the actual jumpsuit and the vision strap were fitting properly. Crazy, I know. So we were making some clear improvements, Day 3 has arrived. You know how the sleeves were too short? Genius me had the brilliant idea to extend them using more white fur. And I thought, while I'm at it, might as well replace all of the original fur since I thought it looked a bit thin. Big mistake. The fur that I bought was so messy and looked nothing like Xiangling's coat fur. Hers is more of like a, sheep texture. Actually, I've never actually seen a sheep before. The fur I got is more like a cat's, I think. But I thought it would still turn out fine. No, it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. I cut out the first piece using scissors. By the way, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that if the fur has a direction, okay? I hot glued it on and I couldn't even remove it. I tried, okay? I tried. I was like, oh my god, what do I do? What do I do? Because it didn't look good. So I started freaking the freak out.
I'm scared. I don't want to do more because I'm scared. I don't like, what do okay, maybe,
And then I just fell asleep, okay? I unplugged my hot glue gun and I went on my bed and I fell unconscious because that's what I do when I get stressed out, okay? Sue me. That was part of the day wasted, but never give up, okay? I woke up with newfound resolve to finish only the fur on the bottom and then just return the rest of the fur. When I said never give up, I meant never give up on the whole big picture, You have to cut your losses sometimes. Unfortunately, the sleeves are going to have to remain short. There is just way too much work involved in trying to do my original plan, so I gave up. I'm sorry. I also had to sew on little buttons on the sides of the coat because that's how Xiangling's pom-poms are attached. I thought that was really cute, actually. And I also had to fix the buttons on the back, like the gold buttons, because for some reason, the Xiangling creators put them in the wrong spot. You know what? I bet this was a test from Xiangling herself. This was her testing my Xianglingness. But I passed. I passed because I'm the best. So anyway, I finished the fur and it did not look better than before. However, it also did not look worse than before. Or at least I think so. If you think it looks worse, please don't tell me. Life moves on. The days will keep passing even if you don't want them to. Even if your entire workstation is covered in fur and you wasted a day, that's okay. Actually, it wasn't even a waste because I fixed the buttons and that was very important. You just have to tell yourself that you're goated. I'm Murdote. My cosplay did not come with shoes. Understandable, because I didn't buy them. However, it also didn't come with either of these. Hand and leg warmers. Huh? I thought I bought all the accessories minus the shoes. Whatever, okay? So I cut up my shirts. I wish so badly that I had cut just a little bit more for the hand warmers because they ended up being too short. This is also my lesson, okay? You should always cut more than you think because you can, cut less so you can cut more. This is probably like a metaphor for life or something, you know? Like, don't kill yourself because you might need it in the future. You might need your life in the future. Yeah, right? Anyway, you know what's kind of crazy? I actually bought these two sweaters from the same store in the same shopping trip like 3 years ago or whatever, and I don't wear either of them anymore. And they somehow both work kind of well for this cosplay. Maybe it's destiny? Maybe Xiangling is my destiny. The hand warmers were a little bit big, so I tried to sew them to be smaller, fit my arm better. I don't know why I struggled. Actually, I do know why. It's because I don't know how to use a sewing machine. I know the basics of this is how you put the thread on. This is how you put the bob in it. Other than that, I'm not very good. You'll notice these hand warmers are dark blue and Xiangling's are not. They're dark brown. That's pretty noticeable, right? What's the solution? Bleach! Oh my gosh. If you pour this into your eyes, you won't be able to tell that the color's off. Like, at all. Like, you will not even notice. Yeah, I mean, we could bleach them brown, too. Yeah, sure. Like, we could do that, too. I didn't use gloves. I should have. And if you do this too, you should use gloves, okay? But hear me out. The bleach is clear and it kind of looks like water. So I didn't think it'd be too big of a deal, which is admittedly not very smart. But did I ever say I was? Exactly. So I made a diluted bleach and water solution. I forgot the ratio, but it was a lot of water and a little bit of bleach, I think. Don't be like me. Don't forget, sometimes your fabric is stretchy and ribbed. So the bleach will not dye everything evenly. So it was a little bit of a splotchy job. I can't lie. But you know what? It's dark brown. In some spots. In some spots, it's orange. If I'm being honest though, I was actually pretty pleasantly surprised because I think it could have gone a lot worse. Like, I put a lot of trust into this bleach and it turned out not too bad. Did I mention that I don't show my face? So I decided to make a mask. Since this isn't really for medical purposes, I wanted to make myself an air hole so I could breathe a little bit better. And also, for some reason, masks always look really bad on me. A lot of them just like don't really fit my face and they just look stupid in general. I don't know what it is, okay? I'm not suited for the mask life. So I thought making a custom one would be better, but remember, I don't know how to sew. But it's okay. I actually don't think it turned out too bad. Unfortunately, the air hole doesn't really work. It also kind of looks like a beak because I used yellow fabric, but birds are cool. Look at D-Look. He's pretty cool. It also doesn't look very good on me still. Even though I made it fit my face, it still doesn't look cool. I don't know what the problem is. I managed to save it a little bit though by making my mask Guoba. I cut his face out with felt and I glued it on too high, but it's okay because I fixed it later. And I don't think it looks too bad. Maybe not the most flattering thing in the world, but it'll cover my face, so it gets the job done. And now for the most challenging task of all. Wig styling. I don't have many of the necessary materials at all. Like, at all, okay? I don't even have a mannequin head. But you want to know what I do have? A plastic bag and some duct tape. You know how your parents tell you when you're younger, don't put the plastic bag on your head because you'll suffocate? I, for some reason, was very scared by that, and I thought that if I put a plastic bag over my head, I would instantly die. That did not happen, but it is pretty hard to breathe, so I had to cut another air hole. And it also, I don't know what it is with me and air holes, but I'm not very good at cutting them, because this one I cut the hole way too too big. It was like more like a lower half of face hole. So anyway, I hold the bag over my head and then I wrapped my head in duct tape. And face reveal! I shoved a jar inside my little duct tape self and boom, a perfect wig head. Not so perfect wig. You know how the fur was really messy? The fur from day 3? This was worse. The wig was by far the messiest project of them all. Like I said before, I don't have any of the right supplies. I don't own a crimper. I don't have fabric softener. I didn't know how to prep this thing. So I didn't. I just brushed it out and then I just started chopping. Once again, cut less so you can cut more later. I cut the bangs too short, okay? It ended up turning out okay, but barely. I wish I had left a little bit more for myself. I thought that because I cut my own bangs, that this would be easy. But no. I was wrong. I was really ambitious because I watched a lot of wig styling videos on Instagram actually, so I thought that made me qualified. Like I wanted to do all of the little flyaways that Xiangling has, but no way that's happening. I used this random hairspray to kind of hold the bangs down. You know, I didn't know this, but hairspray actually goes away with time. What? I don't really use it on myself because I don't like the smell too much. So imagine my surprise when I kind of styled the wig and then the next day it was a lot less stiff. Like it wasn't as hard. I was very confused. I also tried to use a diluted glue solution because I've seen videos of people using glue solutions, but for some reason when I tried to use it on Xiangling's bangs, it kind of just dried looking like she had dandruff. So I stopped, and when I finally got to a point that I thought, oh, this doesn't look so bad, I put it on my head, and I was incredibly surprised to see that it was incredibly ugly. But then I remembered my savior, my hero, my beanie. I slammed Xiangling's hat onto my head and I was extremely relieved to see that it looked okay. My other savior of that day was my vacuum cleaner, yay! Because I had to spend the rest of the day cleaning up loose hair, Now we get to put it all together. I don't really know how to do very pretty eye enlarging makeup. Is this like the trend of the video? Oh, Murdy doesn't know how to do anything. Murdy can't sew. Murdy can't cut hair. Murdy can't do makeup. Murdy doesn't know that hairspray dissolves. Like, okay, but I learned. For Xiangling, I did it because I'm committed. I even bought fake eyelashes for this and eyelash glue. Eyelash glue is so brilliant and so useful. Huh? The blue colored pencil? What about it? Don't worry about that. You'll see. I put that blue colored pencil in some warm water and then I went and I worked very hard to make my eyes look bigger. But eventually I got to the last step, which is putting on the false eyelashes. How am I supposed to even see what I'm doing? I don't know. My tips, okay, you have to trim off quite a bit of the eyelash, but like I said before, cut less so you can cut more later, okay? And then I used my soggy colored pencil to make my eyebrows blue. I'm really surprised that this worked, okay? I learned this trick a long, many years ago when I was on DIY YouTube, and it came to me as I was doing everything else. I was like, oh my gosh, I could even make my eyebrows blue with a colored pencil. Here is me with the full outfit, yay! I'm kind of nervous to show this much of myself online, and also, even if you think I'm ugly, you're not allowed to unsubscribe. In fact, you have to subscribe for even thinking that about me. Otakon was so, alright. No, I'm kidding. Kind of.
I've been alone for like the past 2 hours walking around because I keep getting lost and I have no idea where I am. And I mean, people are really nice, but where am I? What am I doing?
But it was really fun walking around and talking to other cosplayers.
I still have not found a single child. I found a skirk. So, you know.
What the freak? Oh my gosh, I looked desperately. I couldn't find him.
All these cosplayers. Where's child? Where's child? What do I do? Is my goat washed? Is my goat irrelevant? No, I don't believe this. I don't believe this.
The only thing I found of child was this. It was beautiful, actually. It was great. It was great. I considered it for like a minute or so before I thought, nah, I can't. That's too much. Yeah, that's too much, you know? But I thought it was cool. I thought it was really cool. I did find one singular child cosplayer. I was very happy. I took a picture with them. Yay.
Guys, I was taking a nap because I was tired, and somebody came up and gave me a hot sauce packet, and he said, oh, I think it's fitting. What he doesn't know is that I'm fake Xiangling and I'm scared of sauce. It's okay. Yay, you get my sauce.
Right after, I saw a Primo Gem. What the heck? I really liked it when people would walk past me and I would hear a brief little Xiangling, and then I'd whip my head around and see nobody. And that concludes my Otakon cosplay journey. Xiangling is a character that I've known I wanted to cosplay for a really long time. No one else in Genshin calls my name quite the same way. Maybe Mualani, but her wig is crazy and her outfit is even crazier. So I don't know if that'll be happening anytime soon, but maybe one day. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Drink your water, go to bed early, sleep tight, and don't let any bedbugs bite. Bye bye!